So welcome back. This edition we're going to continue with working with the coordinate plane. Remember, a coordinate plane is basically this organized surface. A lot of times you may see it used with maps. For us, again, it's going to be, this concept of two-dimensional. You know, it's going to create a shape. For most of the coordinate planes you'll see are kind of what we call a rectangular shape. So this whiteboard, in a sense, would be considered our coordinate plane. So again, it's a coordinate plane because it has these nice little organizational tools. It's got this left and right axis, which we refer to as the x-axis. So I have the x-axis there, or the horizontal axis. And our up and down axis, this number line, is referred to as the y-axis, which a lot of times we denote as the vertical axis. And so when we plot points, we're going to be either on these axes or out in these quadrants. So to plot points, we have to have what we call an ordered pair. So here this xy thing is referred to as our ordered pair. Inside this ordered pair, we're going to have what we refer to as coordinates. The x is going to refer to our first coordinate, and the y is going to be referred to as our second coordinate. So we have the x coordinate, which is our first coordinate. The y coordinate is our second coordinate. So we're going to plot some points here. So when we talk about plotting points in geometry, a lot of times a point is denoted by a dot associated with a capital letter, like an A or a B. So when we talk about points in geometry, it's this dot, and usually a capital letter is associated with it. So point A has these coordinates associated with it. So to plot point A, again, we're going to start at the origin, which is where the two axes meet. So we're going to start at that spot. That's 0, 0. That's the origin. And our first number is 7. So since it's our x-coordinate, it moves along the x-axis, 7. So it's going to put me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to tap that just a little bit. I'm going to be at that spot there. But my next move is going to be 10. So from here, I have to move from 7 all the way up to 10. So I have to kind of correspond this a little bit. I may have to look a little bit more vertically here, so let's see if I can get that right. So kind of have to eyeball that a little bit. A lot of times there's graph paper with this, but we're going to freehand these because you'll probably have to do a lot of that as well, freehanding some coordinate planes. So this is good practice. So 7, 10 would be that spot, and that's going to be denoted by the point A. So there's point A. It's located out in quadrant 1. Point B is 0, 4. So notice the first number is 0. So again, we're going to start at the origin. 0 just means don't move left or right, so you're staying right there. My next movement is a 4, which tells me to move up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, 4 would be right there. And that's going to denote point B. So point B is going to be at that spot. My next ordered pair is point C, which is negative 1, 10. So again, we're going to start at the origin, this spot here. I have to move negative 1, so from here I have to move left 1, because that's the x direction. Remember, I have the x-axis, that's my first movement. So since it's a negative, I move left 1, and then I have to move up 10. So negative 1, and then I have to move up 10. So it looks like that's going to be about here. That's going to be point C. So I'll put a little C there. Point D is negative 6, negative 6. So again, I start at the origin, left 6, down 6. So I'm going to be, yep, that looks pretty good. So that's going to be point D. Point E is 10, 0. So again, I have my first coordinate that tells me to start from the origin and go 10. My second number is 0. Notice, since my second number is 0, I don't move up or down. So I move right 10, and that 0 says stay right there. So point E would be located on the x-axis. So E is on the x-axis. It's actually not in a quadrant, it's on one of the axes. So right now what I see is point A is in quadrant 1. Point B is on the y-axis. Point C is actually in the second quadrant. Point D is in the third quadrant. And point E is actually now on the x-axis. So I've got those taken care of. Let's look at a few more points. So I have a few more written over here. F is going to be 9, 7, so is right 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up 7. So I have a 9 and then 7 up. looks like about right here. So if I come across 9 up 7, so that's going to be there. So I'm counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That looks right. So 9, 7 is going to be that point F. So I had to go right 9, since that's my first direction. And my second number tells me to move up 7. Oop, right there. Point G is -3, -4. So starting at the origin, left 3, down 4. So point G would be located at that spot. So 1, 2, 3 to the left, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Once you move both coordinates, then you make your dot. So -3, -4 would put me at that spot. That also puts me in quadrant 3. Point H is -4, -9. So -4, -9. Looks like about here. So that's going to be point H. I is 4, 1. So point I, that's going to be 4, 1. That's going to locate me here. That's point I. So I'll go right 4 and up 1. And point J is 7, -9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and down 9. 7 down 9 puts me, looks like about here, -9. So if I go right 7 and down 9, that'll put me at point J. So it looks like J is the only one out there in that fourth quadrant. Okay? So that gives you a little bit of rundown of plotting points. Those are one of the building blocks to our next moves here. Graphing is a big part of what we do in geometry, or in algebra as well, so they kind of go together. Stay tuned for some more lessons.